Much like Cedric, my internet has been very slow recently. Like Cedric this session, so like, if I start cutting out, that's
Yeah,
why.
I think we're just gonna have to deal with Robot Javen for a while.
Yeah.
pretty.
On
All
that
right.
note, we are
Is it
recording.
that bad
Ed,
right now?
Ed, the show is
Cool.
yours.
It's noticeable, my friend.
It is noticeable.
Okay, I believe we are recording, so if we want to go into a recap, that'd be awesome.
Yep. So again, once again, welcome back, everyone. Last time, we started off with the fight with the mimic. Kai went down. Bucky, you just kind of stabbed and sliced at everything. Alexi, you just kind of showed off the way you get your weapons and shoved a soul back into a body. And
Oh yeah, just shoved the soul back into a body. Yeah, let's just gloss over that.
uh-huh. Uh Dear Lord.
Also, that's what Pokemon look like in Pixelmon now. They're not blocky anymore. They're full on like smoothed out Pokemon.
That is
It's really cool.
Oh,
Anyway.
that is, huh?
Right? It's so much better now.
Damn.
Anyway,
Sorry.
Yeah, you're sorry.
Bernard smashed. Quite literally.
Well, I mean, he didn't smash, but
He did a jump Z Mario move. That's what he did.
Yep. Afterwards, you all met Professor Sharpbeak. Bernard became very suspicious of Alexi. Which I don't.
with good reason.
Very good reason, generally.
And
Eh.
Sharpbeak gave you all a lecture on, hey, you're first years, you shouldn't be doing this. But this is D&D.
We're gonna do it anyway.
Yep.
I would have loved it if she actually just said, "Yeah, but this is D&D, so what the hell?"
Yes, broke the fourth wall. I probably actually would have, but anyway. Then you guys all followed her to get your dorm assignments and your schedules, where Kai convinced Professor Sharpbeak to let her have 6 classes instead of the usual maximum of 5.
Insane.
And then Bucky bolted as soon as he got his schedule. After which, Bucky, you had a confrontation with your sister, and your brother was there but not really involved, in which she said, "Fuck it, I'm done with you." Bernard and Alexi found out that they were roommates, and as soon as Bernard could politely do so, flew off into the night sky. And then Bucky had to talk with Kai about siblings and what's going on with her.
That got fucking interrupted.
Bernard spotted them from the sky and landed.
I had news.
Uh-huh.
I had news I needed to share.
Yep. As soon as that happened, Alexi also invited everyone to meet someone that they had met in the first session, who was none other than Win the Damnfear. They both, Alexi and Win, explained where they were from, what involved that they were basically prisoners of someone else's prison, and that's where we wrapped up. So I am going to quickly do something here to kind of like wrap up some
loose ends.
Some kind of loose ends, and kind of make sure that we got some things for everyone that wanted to do something for the school year. So what I'm going to say is you guys wrap up your conversation with Win that was at the Biblioplex. Win fully walked away, and as you guys are kind of getting up and going back to your dorms, you hear someone saying, last call for sign-ups, extracurriculars, and possible any job postings. Last call.
I look at my group and like, Oh, well, we should go over there.
Absolutely.
I've already got a job.
Indeed, but there might be things other than the job that you would like to spend your time doing. Perhaps not LARPing, but
Bucky just shivers.
Yeah, yeah. Bernard does the same. Just kind of.
You guys feel a glare from the distance as Cadorus. What's his name?
The LARPer can't even remember his own real name. He's done it so much.
Cadorus. It's Cadorus.
I am King Midas.
Yes.
Cadorus.
Cadorus.
Yes.
Because he's an elf and they have to be weird with their names.
Mm-hmm.
Hey now, that
Very
was rude.
fantastic. Anyway, you guys get to you guys were just meeting in the cafe area. This kind of caller is standing in that middle hallway, just being like, go to this lecture hall over here, which would be a lecture hall on the opposite side of where you had the orientation, but it's kind of the same situation. The opposite being the top side of them. If you're looking at the map, it's labeled number B14, which would be the Student Activity Center. It's kind of filled with regular tables that, kind of like if you walked into a card game tournament, kind of like that. Except it's
you said it was B what? B12?
B14.
14. Oh.
That is the Student Activity Center, so it's kind of like it's got like supplies on the walls for like crafting or just what have you for general like office supplies like paper, pencils, or quills in this case. And so yeah, there's just a bunch of people with desks, kind of just labeled like student extracurriculars, and so what I'm going to do is has everyone looked over the list of the extracurriculars offered, or do I need to send
Yep.
it? Okay.
Says the person that's playing Hermione Granger like she doesn't already have her shit picked out.
Okay. Anyone else need the list of extracurriculars?
I do.
I'll look at Stixhaven and
I did say at the beginning of this. One more point of note, just real quick. This is the cutoff. Everyone, since no one kind of messaged me about changing their characters. Everyone, you are locked in. So. But Geo,
Yes, sir.
I did say at the beginning of that session that for now, while we figure how things work, if you're gonna interact with the cat, Kate, you're gonna mute yourself. That at the beginning of the session, I would be able to, because the module allows for 2 extracurriculars or an extracurricular and a job.
Yeah.
I was going to limit you guys to one.
Okay.
So you either get a job
In
or
that case, I do not need it.
Yep.
Cool. Works for me.
I have already picked mine out, as I have stated.
Yes. Cedric, what about you?
Alright. I think if there's an option to work at the Fire Jolt Cafe, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I would probably actually like doing the Bow's End Tavern as a cook, actually.
Either one. Which one would you prefer?
Let me roll for it. Javen, do you want to call odds or evens?
Sure. Which one would be which?
Odds would be the cook. Evens would be the barista, whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, you called it yourself.
Great, I'm a cook.
Okay. So Bow's End Tavern as a cook?
Bow's End Tavern as a cook.
Okay, let me write that down. Obviously, like I'm trying to get this part sped up just for paperwork here.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm just making sure I have my bookkeeping taken care of. I'm just writing it in my notebook.
Yes, bookkeeping. Thank you. That is actually the word I've been trying to think of all night. Is bookkeeping. Bookkeeping.
I actually just had a bookkeeping session with
Pokemon.
yeah.
Okay, so you are doing the Bows and Tavern. Which would be a cook. And obviously, this is just you go up. It's like, hey, I'd like to be the cook. Sure, we're hiring. What are you available? What's your school schedule look like? Blah 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 blah. So now there are certain NPCs that you guys will interact with because of your jobs and extracurriculars. And I will go over that real quick. Kate, if you signed up for the Dead Languages Society,
Yep.
your fellow club members are a Minotaur named Drazomir Yarnosky.
Oh, you're gonna have to send that for me.
I will send all these. Drazomir Yarnosky, and then the next name is just as fun to pronounce. Because I've been like acronyming him because his name is so strange.
Is it Erzmaktok Grosht?
Nope. It's even crazier.
Which one is it, Ed?
Quintilius Antiphion Melentor the Third.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
Oh, Quintilius A. Melentor the Third. Yeah.
Quintilius Antiphion Melentor the Third. I've been calling him QAM3.
Quam.
QAM3. How about just Quint A. Melentor?
Oh, you would absolutely hate that. Like, this character would absolutely hate that. It's hilarious.
Well,
I will call him Braum.
You probably will not interact with him.
Works for me.
Ed,
Geo-
I have the book in front of me. I see who my coworker is. I have it in my notes.
Oh, Javanish Stormclaw. What's it?
Huh?
That was a neat
Yes,
sound
Stoutclaw.
effect.
Yavanish Stoutclaw is his coworker. Geo, your coworkers, because your coworkers are actually the way the book lists it is you are working for the Biblioplex because you work at the cafe.
Yeah.
You are technically a cafe worker, but the coworker that it gives you does not work in the cafe. He works in the general library.
Okay.
So I came up with other coworkers for you. You have that gnome that you met on your first day, and then you have a sea elf named Leah and a dwarf named Dane.
Dane.
D-A-I-N.
Me and Dane are going to be good friends.
Sure, bro. And then
All right,
Javen.
I'm going to go grab some pizza. I'll be back.
Cool. Javen, you also have Silk Ball, which this one actually comes with a coach.
Oh.
Yeah, I put that one in there. You have, I believe you're seeing the book, but it's just a Yavanish Stoutclaw.
Do I have the name of the coach, or is the coach Yavanish?
No. Yavanish is kind of the step-in assistant, like for the coach, kind of like the captain, if you will.
Okay, so I'm trying to keep it. All right,
Yeah.
so I got the captain, which is another friendly owl.
Mm-hmm. He's actually a second year. He is in Lorehold.
Oh.
And then you have a dryad named Mel Wythorn.
All right, and then I should have two team members, right? The captain.
That aren't the cap. Yes, the dryad named Melwythorn, and then a human named Tilana Capule.
All right, so right now the session is still like underway, but we're kind of like still building characters. So I want to ask you: are we gonna get a chance to like role play and meet all these guys, or are you just trying to get through stuff first and then we can do that later?
I'm gonna give you guys the list, and I will give you guys if you want to role play to meet a couple of these guys, I will allow it. But I do kind of want to get to the next part. The next part might take a good chunk of tonight's session.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next part, and then at some point, we can like either do a go back in time thing or something like that, and we'll just do it that way.
Veralda.
Thank you. Just
Um,
want to make sure I have everything for my notes.
but your coach is the same person that teaches all the combat classes, Captain
Oh.
Hanali.
I'm gonna become good friends with this man, hopefully, or woman.
Woman.
Yeah.
Captain Sybil Hanali is a half elf who is technically a Prismari teacher, but she is
She's a female.
half elf, kind of in her middle age.
Is it bad to say I figured that she was middle aged?
No,
I'm
No.
back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
she's definitely one of those people that just like, she does not care about her age. She is still very physically capable of doing anything,
Oh.
including kicking all of her students' asses.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally fine with me.
Like,
That kind of woman.
just quick role play, like on my part, just to give you because I love this character.
All right. Okay. So, am I the last person that needs to be book kept? Because we can just start off and do like a quick little thing after we've done all the bookkeeping.
Yes. Let's do.
I'd rather get the boring parts out of the way first, and then.
Yeah. So that's all I need to do for bookkeeping. But like, you know what? If you guys want to pick one class each to, let's see, because Geo, Javen, and Cedric all have a shared teacher in Captain Hanali. Then we have, you all have magical physiologies, and then three of you also have reading runes with what was it?
Lawrence Hawk.
Professor Lawrence Hawk.
Professor Lawrence Hawk. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I have Lawrence Hawk.
You do not, because you don't have reading runes.
Yeah.
No, I have reading runes with Kate's character.
Yep.
So let's do this. Let's do one thing of reading runes, and then we'll do a quick thing with. I want to do the comparison of how she teaches tactics and strategy versus how she teaches combat magic. But essentially, for reading runes, the three of you kind of show up, and it's a lecture hall in Lorehold, where if you go, you have to go to Lorehold itself, and there are kind of like mechanic clockwork workers for the campus itself that kind of escort all the first years to their class. They're kind of like the pass. As long as you're with this clockwork mechanism, you're not in trouble. So they escort you to your class, and it's kind of it looks almost like a cathedral, but the floor, like the building itself looks like a cathedral, but the floor itself is built down. It slopes down like a lecture hall. So like you got the tiered seating, and then the where the pulpit would be is actually just a desk and a chalkboard and whatnot. It's really, it's more of a slim lecture hall than a wide one. And you get in there, and all the and windows are open. They have like shutters that could be closed at any time. And they actually, as soon as class starts, they do. They slam shut, and then a hooded, cloaked figure kind of walks out, like goggles, just heavy trench coat with a large hood, and walking with a staff. This person looks way down, like their clothes themselves are just so much for them. And then they get to the desk, and immediately just like starts. It's kind of unsettling because he starts stripping. He takes off his trench coat, he takes off an overcoat, he takes off a sweater, he takes off some like very thick pants, he takes off very thick boots, all the way down until he gets to kind of a dress, like a dress suit, not particularly suit, but he's not wearing the jacket, but it's like just the button up and the tie. And you see, let's see if I can get you the picture real quick. He is kind of a rugged, red-haired, ears are pointed, and his eyes are slightly glowing. And he starts pulling out his paperwork, his bookwork, and he starts in a kind of hushed tone, but loud enough where it kind of echoes through the hall, and is like, good morning, everyone. My name is Professor Lawrence Rentz, and yes, before you ask, I am a vampire. No, I will not be feeding on any of you. No, I cannot deal with anyone outside of school hours. If you have any other questions, you can politely fuck off. Today we are here in reading runes. I am supposed to teach you the basics of it so that you don't accidentally opening a portal into the ethereal plane and letting everything out or sucking yourself in. So, if you don't mind, please open up to pay. And it kind of goes on and on he doesn't speak to anyone in class because he's just there to make sure that nothing goes wrong.
This man is so tired.
I picture him as the type of teacher that's been teaching for 30 years, but instead he's actually been teaching for like 300 years.
Oddly enough, I think my comment was on point.
You know, there's something to be said about the job security here at Stixhaven. You know what? I applaud it.
As long as you can teach, you've got a job.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a skeleton that you speak? Go for it.
So that is reading runes. For all of you in the combat classes,
Hey, that's me.
you actually were not going to go over because, well, not too much. Essentially, the way she enters every single classroom is she barges in, immediately calls for attention, and as soon as it quiets down enough, let's start with Cedric with combat magic. Congratulations, everyone here are the most stupid students I have ever had because you all think that magic is a good substitute for actual combat skills. I will be teaching you the basics, and that is it. If you want any more further combat skills, you will take my other classes. No questions. Please take out your books.
Damn, y'all got dunked on.
Tactics and strategy. Her intro goes more like, congratulations, you are all now the smartest students I have ever taught because you are all that tactics and strategy are what win fights, not actual fighting skills. Because it is not the ability to actually punch someone, it is the ability to know when to punch someone and know when to not punch someone.
Bucky begins questioning reality.
It.
And then for basic combat, she comes in. Basic combat and combat magic are actually held on an open kind of field. It'd be kind of like the sports, like a big sports field. Just an open area of grass. And as she comes in for the basic combat, she really doesn't even speak. She just kind of like immediately gauges everyone, walks to the biggest student who looks like he's like, all right, yeah, I could do this. I could take on this person. Walks up to him, immediately sweeps the leg, slams him on the ground, and then says, "You are at the bottom of the class. You may now work your way up." And then continues teaching basic combat.
Wonderful.
So that is Captain
that was
Huntley.
rough.
That is Captain Huntley.
I've been a part of worse classes.
Mm-hmm.
Same, funnily enough.
She is someone that doesn't actually believe in the physical limits of the mortal body, so she will push her students to the limit.
I am but an owl, but I will try.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's generally your combat classes. So with that, classes continue. If you guys want to later on go back and be like, hey, how was this class? Kind of like just for your role play kind of thing. We'll circle back to that and I'll explain what each one is like. But for now, we fast forward a couple weeks, probably about a month. Classes are going along well, or I don't know. Depends on how you think that classes have started off.
I mean, if you really want to, we can roll for each of our classes.
Sure, roll a d20.
Just a flat d20.
Oh god, this is
You
gonna go
can-
so
let's see.
horribly.
Pick a.
I
Let's
don't
see.
like this. I don't
Uh,
like having a D20 be responsible for how my classes are going.
Welcome
may-
to D&D, girl.
No bullshit. Welcome to Javen's D&D. God damn it.
You know what? You can apply your intelligence modifier to it.
Thank God.
That doesn't help me.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does that include all the physical classes, or?
If you
Do we
want
have to roll per class, or do we
You
just
can-
get one roll and
you
apply
can-
it to all?
You get one roll, and it's one big roll. You apply it to all, and if you want to do
Yo.
either intelligence or athletics, either one.
Well, obviously, I'm going with athletics.
I actually rolled a 17 on my intelligence. I think Bucky's doing alright.
Surprisingly, yes, you are doing all right. I will say for you, for roleplay wise, Stacy has not spoken to you since the incident, and I don't think that's a big issue for you.
No, it is not. But I do show up to everybody and go, guys, the teacher said I was the smartest person for taking her class.
Unfortunate. Well, with all my classes that I'm taking, I can't, in good faith, roll just my strength. So most of my classes are intelligence based and wisdom based.
Okay.
So I guess if I can do my wisdom, I will. But if you want me to do intelligence, I'll do that.
You can do wisdom. I'll allow it.
Let's do wisdom.
You pick a mental stat or a physical stat.
My wisdom and my charisma are basically the same. So that's a 14.
14. All right, it's tough. It's rough. You pick some rough classes, but like you're actually succeeding in most of them.
So would you say like a solid B minus?
You're getting a B, yes, but you're starting to feel stretched.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'll put in parentheses B.
Cedric,
But feeling
how are you
stretched.
doing?
I'd rather not say.
Oh no!
What happened, buddy?
I rolled a 7.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Is adjusting to the human world not in your wheelhouse there?
Apparently not. Morality is a thing, and it's not something that Alexei is really concerned with.
Is it 7 total, or is it 7 plus whatever modifier you wanted to add?
If you're letting me use wisdom, it will be a 9.
Yeah, Cedric. A couple of the classes are quite a bit harder than you were thinking of. they would be, especially theoretical physics. Theoretical physics and then a study of eloquence are probably a lot more. They're a lot more than you thought they would be.
Absolutely.
And then combat
Alexei
magic.
is used to being a
Captain
poor
Huntley.
villager in.
What?
Yeah, Alexei is not used to this. He's not used to actually studying.
Yeah. Captain Hanley is kicking your ass in combat magic because she thinks that you are all like weaklings for wanting to use magic instead of fighting skills. And then the only good classes you got are magical physiologies and reading runes. So that's how your guys' semester is going so far. So if you guys want to do a role play real quick to kind of meet up at a common area location just to kind of check in with each other.
So what I envision, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but at least for me and Alexi, because I'm doing okay, but I need to like stay focused, and Alexi is not doing well, period. I'd imagine our interaction, even though we've made up and became friends, it is minimal at best because we're both struggling.
It's not really like you don't want to interact. It's just like
we can't. There's no time. We can't. We absolutely can't.
Meanwhile, Bucky just kind of sips
classes and trying to study. Yeah, me and Bernard have spent very little time together.
Maybe we like go to the cafe, have some coffee, but that's about it.
Kate, did we go over you? Did we go over you real quick?
No, but that was.
No, we did not. Okay,
I sent mine in the chat, so with my +2, that's a 20, baby.
She did better than any of us.
Kate, out surprising everyone with her 6 classes plus an extracurricular, is acing every single one of her classes.
I stare judgmentally.
She has no social life, though.
Yeah, join the club.
I think Bucky's the only one that's like mastering the school social life balance.
I'm social life. I'm part of the
I mean, okay.
language society, so I got friends that are outside of you guys.
So we rolled for our classes. Can we now roll charisma to
start? Oh, God damn it!
Charisma skill.
No, I'm trying it all together. I'm
Thank
not gonna
you.
do this.
That's lame.
Shut up, Javen.
You think it's lame as much as you want. I'm making a call.
Fine.
So you guys are all kind of sitting. I'm gonna say, you know what? For simplicity's sake, there's 2 cafes on campus where you can go to. There's the Biblioplex Cafe, which is small and typically crowded, but then they have an actual large cafe that is the Fire Jolt Cafe. It's kind of like going to the Starbucks in the Target versus going to like a major Starbucks in like Disney Springs where it's got like a huge, like the building itself is Starbucks. And that's usually it's less crowded because it's more spacious. So I would say that you guys are going to that cafe.
Sure.
Okay.
So if you guys want to be in a booth, a table, whatever, what have you.
Could I be... Wait, no, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, this is not the cafe you work at.
No, that was my bad.
I'd imagine when we do meet up, Bernard and Alexi show up together just looking exhausted.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I slowly put a full book bag on the table, climb into my chair, and slowly open a book.
Oh boy. I would offer help, but we're not in any of the same classes. So
I show them the book that I'm trying to learn, and it's Celestial 101, and there's no words, it's all just symbols, and I'm like,
Wait, is Celestial one of my languages though?
Is it? I don't think
I don't remember if that was the language that we chose.
I'm gonna see if I chose
don't remember
Celestial. I did not.
It might.
Well-
You know what? I think it might have been. So yeah.
So is it like 2 + 2 = feather flying? I don't understand.
No, it's
Ugh.
it's notes. It's melodic tunes that are made into messages. It's
Maybe you should join rune reading with us.
I look at my already full backpack.
I'm just saying it might be easier if we're all in the same class.
I look back
Oh.
at Becky.
Okay, yeah. So, real quick, I do have Celestial as one of my languages.
Uh huh.
Can I just like lean over and just kind of be like, "Oh, it says this."
That's a real
Yeah.
jackass move right there.
Do it. How would Kay do it? How would
She
Kay
was
do
just kind of like, "Oh, you're Celestial 101. Hold on." She takes a second. She looks at it. She's like, "Oh, so basically this this paragraph, you say this word this way. This means this," and she just kind of goes on, and is like, grabs like a scrap sheet of paper and is writing like a cheat sheet for, Bernard.
I buy Kay a coffee.
Give me a second.
Again, just like wordless. I just look at her, smile for the first time in like a week, and just go, "Thank you. Do you want coffee?"
I'll take a coffee.
Okay. And I hop off my chair and go get Kay a coffee.
What's coffee?
As you do head out, you kind of bump into another person who is on her way to the table. She was about to interrupt your Celestial lesson because she speaks Celestial as well, but she just kind of looks down. Oh, are you you're trying to speak Celestial? Kay was never really good at it. I was the one who picked it up on better because it's all about the singing, all about the vocal voice. And Kay, your sister.
I just
is
look
right
up and I just glare at Dre like, "Hi, sis."
there. Hey, Kay.
Alexei looks at Bucky, who asks, "What's coffee?" and just gently hands over the thermos that is the size of a tavern tankard that is full of coffee and goes, "Drink this."
Why is it black?
Because it is like my soul.
The fuck?
Wow.
I was just about to say it's like his soul. Don't do it.
Wait,
Wow.
don't drink the coffee?
Tell you what, have you had coffee before?
I don't know what coffee is.
Andraste kind of reaches over, grabs the cup, puts it back in front of Alexei. Just maybe not right now. I'm actually here for you guys. Well, I was here for Kay, but since you're all together, I have something that might be fun for everyone. I was actually on my way back to meet up with my friends. Would you like to come see what we got?
It's not LARPing, is it?
It is not LARPing.
Okay, you've automatically got 1 point in my book.
Wow, the bar is so low.
It kind of is.
In a very disturbing display, Alexei finishes the entire tankard of coffee in less than 30 seconds, and the coffee was steaming.
Make a constitution check for me.
Is this how hard he's gonna poop later?
13?
Yeah, you down it. Like, you just, like...
I didn't say it wasn't painful.
Fair. But yes, that shit later is going to be so much fun.
Alexi's just trying to feel something at this point.
Anyway, if you guys are going, you want to come with me, right? Is everyone going to go with Andraste?
Yeah,
I mean,
obviously
I
I'm
don't
gonna
really
go.
have anything else better, so might as well.
Cool. All right, come with me.
I'm gonna flag Bernard to make sure he knows where we are and like gesture.
Yeah, I start packing up my books, and Alexi would also know. Bernard's also not in his not in his armor. The book bag is heavy enough. Um, in starting his extracurricular activity, his physical body and brain have both been sore, so he is now moving a lot slower. He looks exhausted. He winces with every like arm movement, and he just kind of walks along with the group.
Andraste looks down and says, have you considered a bag of holding at all?
Oh, what now?
A bag of holding.
Huh?
I want to take by the response that you have never even heard of it.
No.
Give me a little bit. I can see what I can do. Anyway, back here, and she kind of leads you to the back of the Fire Joel Cafe, where there are couches laid out, and there are like 2 fireplaces on either side. If you look at the map that I just sent, it is that top middle room.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Hold on. The room is kind of blocked. It usually has kind of couches spread out here and there just for people to lounge at. But right now it's kind of got a corner where the furniture has been clearly pushed away. And you kind of see a crowd of students kind of gathering where that furniture in that empty space. And as you walk up, a frost giant Goliath spots Andraste and is like, Dre, you're back. All right, we're about to get started. And Andraste is like, Ruga, all right. You guys didn't start without me. Thank you. Hey, guys, if you would like to meet, this is my baby sister, Kay. This is my adventure party. We got the big one here, Frost Giant. It's Ruga. The sea elf over there. His name is Leah. She and I are roommates. Kay, when she says roommates, she kind of like looks over at you and does like a really weird wink. If you want to do an insight check on that.
Oh dear Lord.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Nope.
What'd you
Nothing.
get?
I got nothing.
What'd you get?
An 8.
An 8?
Yep.
Something's going on. You can't put your nose on it, but something's going on. Something's up with Andraste. Anyway, and then she points to like a little gnome. Is like, and the little one over there with the pink hair. That is. I am blanking on her name right now. I am so sorry. I don't. You know what? Doesn't matter. She's a friend of ours. It'll be fine. So anyway, today what we are doing here. Leah here found a bunch of frogs out in Witherbloom. She's they were just kind of like weird colored frogs. Leah's like, yeah, no, they're kind of unnatural. So I brought them here, kind of show them off a little bit. Thought I'd kind of use them as a pet project, but people started seeing it and someone thought it was a good idea to race them. So here's what we're doing. There's 4 frogs. We're gonna race all 4 frogs. You guys in?
Raise?
Race.
Race.
We're gonna have a frog race. Good old fashioned frog race.
Good old fashioned, really.
Yeah, you guys don't race frogs where you're from? And Andraste leans into her, like, you see Andraste lean into her and kind of whisper in her ears, like, Oh, okay, okay. Never mind, never mind.
I just poke at one of the frogs if it's Pokeball.
No, don't touch
I
them.
d-
You might spook them.
I-
Might, yeah, they're not entirely stable. I mean, they're frogs, but they're like
Now, what does that mean?
yeah. Question. What do you mean by stable?
they're animals. They're not exactly trained animals. They're wild animals. They don't know people.
Insight
Are they
check.
poisonous?
I look at Bucky like, what the fuck does that mean?
I've never seen this before.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm curious if they are poisonous.
Okay.
Am I also making a roll for something, or
If you want to do an insight check, or
okay?
whoever, if you want to know if they're poisonous, do an animal handling check. If you want to know, like, what this person is about, this is Leah, who is the Witherbloom sea elf, and she's the one that's kind of running this thing. She's the one that found the frogs.
Okay. My animal
What they say.
handling check is 16.
Animal handling check. Yeah, they're not poisonous. They're just
Okay.
colorful. It looks like there was kind of some student did a magical effect on them, and it's okay. Anyone do insight?
Yeah, I rolled
Yeah, I got a I got an 8.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems to be telling the truth.
All right. Well,
Best to her knowledge, she seems to be telling the truth.
Kind of like,
Yes.
why are we racing frogs? Like, I understand the point, but I'm like, it feels kind of shady to me, and I'm like,
I mean, sure, yeah, it seems weird, but all the kids around here, and you kind of look around, there's probably about 40, 50 students around, kind of crowding and making like a natural human barrier because obviously this is not something that's school approved. Yeah,
course
like
it's not.
a bunch of kids kind of put a pot together, and the winner gets 30 gold.
just like, I'll watch y'all. I'm not gonna participate.
I mean, of course. Yeah, like there's only 4 frogs, and like we've already got 3 entries. So you guys want to take the last frog? You shush.
I look at my friends. I kind of wait for them to respond before I respond.
I'm just like, I'm backing up, being like, this feels shady AF. I don't want to get expelled. So I'm just like, kind of like, I'm there, but I'm not there. I have plausible deniability.
You're making sure you have a good escape route in case things go bad.
Yes.
Banner, no, jeez. Okay, come on.
Bucky is used to
Crawl
taking
across.
risks.
Come on, you. What are you? You cannot come onto my lap. You cannot crawl directly onto my lap. Okay, you're crawling directly onto my lap.
I am unusual in this regard. I am not normal, and this does not seem normal. Would you think this is a good idea?
Bucky never knowing how to back down from certain challenges and not really needing the money, but nor would he turn his nose up at learning a possible lesson. He kind of steps up and goes, "All right, I'll what's the buy-in?"
No buy-in. Just like a lot of the kids are just like, no, I don't want to race, but I'll watch. Yeah, no, like, you want the frog? It's yours.
Fine, I guess I'll do it.
Cool. Here, and she kind of like picks up like a small like 6x6 inch cage that's got a frog that's about the size of your hand, and it's glowing, but it's not like it's like neon, like the jungle frogs kind of glowing, where it's kind of got that neon pinkish yellow hue, like pinkish with yellow kind of stripes down the back of it.
Bucky just assumes this is normal.
Mm-hmm.
I stay next to Buck.
What'd you say, Joe?
Well, I just when Bucky goes in, I kind of like I kind of just go with him and just kind of
He's got my back.
yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So you're at least Bucky is going to race a frog. So here's how this is going to work. Um,
With the group, but I'm gonna stand near like the midway point of the actual race track,
mhm.
if that makes any sense. So I'm just kind of like
Yeah.
nearby the group, but
It's
distant enough that if something
it's
happens,
honestly
I'm
not that
near.
big of a racetrack. It's like the
We are-
racetrack itself
we are-
is like 3 feet long because they are basically trying to make sure they get 4 frogs to go in somewhat of a straight line. So they don't want to like do a big thing about it.
It's
Yeah,
like the puppy race that Jimmy
yeah,
Fallon
we are-
does every year.
We are literally just putting frogs on a little track and watching them race.
Yeah. So like there's not even like a track. It's just like someone had like tape on hand and put 2 lines on the ground.
Bernard's biggest worry was that they really stressed how this wasn't school rules.
No. It's fine. We'll be all right. So here's how this is gonna work. Bucky, you are racing a frog. So what you are going to do is you are going to make a animal handling check.
Oh, this
anyone
is where
else?
it goes down south.
Hold off on that. Anyone else can either cheer him on or heckle another coach. Basically, what you're doing is you're making it more the other coaches to have a more difficult animal handling check, or you're trying to if you cheer Bucky on, you give him advantage on his animal handling check.
Okay. So
I'm heckling.
You're heckling?
I agree.
Okay. What was that, Cedric?
So I also wouldn't mind heckling, but I was gonna say I have spells that can even play with this.
If you want to do that,
I mean, I could definitely use a silvery barbs on this if I wanted to.
Tell you what, here's how that would. As the racers are lining up, the Leah kind of goes to the middle and is like, all right. We're going to clean race. No magic from anyone. And all you guys just fuck off and watch. Just watch.
All
I
right.
don't want any magic interference.
Specifically saying no magic, then I'm not gonna do it. That's not gonna help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is student rules. This is not school rules. So this is it's
playground
enforced
rules.
a little bit differently. So what you're gonna do is cheering a coach gives advantage to Bucky, or heckling a coach gives disadvantage because I'm going to be rolling animal handling checks for other ones. So if who wants to do what then? Like who wants to cheer? Who wants to heckle?
I will cheer Bucky on.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna cheer Bucky on.
Okay, he doesn't get double advantage, but
I'm heckling. I'm
heckling?
heckling my little heart out.
If I gonna cheer, then I'll go ahead.
What was that, Cedric?
If Kai is already cheering, then I will heckle.
Okay, so what that's going to do is what that's going to do actually. Oh wait, that's if you heckle the player. So yeah, you are fully allowed to heckle Bucky if you want, but you guys are already set up. If you heckle another NPC, that frog automatically loses. So 2 of them are automatically going to lose. So I'm going to roll 1 animal handling check and I have the stat block that I'm going to be using because Bucky, you are going to be basically going up against Leah, who is a weather balloon student for animal handling.
I know what you said. I heard it, but I honestly for a second thought you said weather balloon house, and I'm like, huh?
That's exactly what I heard.
Like I said, I know what you said. My brain was like, wait, what?
No, we all went.
All right. Yeah, no, Wither Bloom student.
There we go. Okay, cool.
Cool. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and roll right here, and I will let you know after you roll. Okay.
So I roll first.
You go ahead and roll.
Okay. I do it with
Just go ahead and
advantage.
roll.
Yes, you have advantage.
All right, 20.
20. All right. So here's what happens. You, Leah, the sea elf, who you would recognize. Leah is actually a coworker of yours at the cafe. Leah, and then two other students kind of line up. Andraste just kind of stands there with her hand, and you guys are just kind of holding the frogs with both hands, waiting to be like let them go. And as soon as she just kind of drops her hand, you guys kind of toss them onto the line as they kind of encourage them to go forward. It's like, come on, go, let's go. If you would all kind of like role play how you do this, whether you cheer, heckle, or encourage the frog itself. Let's start with the hecklers. Cedric, if you want to go first.
So I think I'm going to go ahead and heckle Ruga.
No. Ruga doesn't have the other two students are the ones that you are going to be heckling. They don't. I didn't really make them. Ruga is just a friend of.
People.
What?
They're just kind of random people.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like if I'm just going to be heckling somebody random, I'm just going to look at them with my off-putting eyes that have no pupil or iris and just say, you know, if you really wanted to raise the frog, I would happy to eat it instead.
They kind of look into your face and don't notice Andraste has dropped her hand and is holding onto the frog for a minute. And is like, oh shoot, and then drops the frog, and immediately it just kind of goes off to the side. It doesn't even go straight down. Next one, Javen. How are you heckling the other student?
What does the other student look like?
You know what? Let's see. I'm gonna pick a random NPC. The other student is a fire genasi who is another first year of yours. He's very buff and fit, and you guys would know him as Xanther Bowen. He's in a lot of intramural athletic clubs, so he's very, very much about physical fitness. But he's also one of these really nicest guys on campus.
Oh God, I feel like because Bernard's not a jock, but he definitely like after playing Silkball, like kind of knows the stronger people, just kind of passing by. So I think I would use thaumaturgy, and just like behind it, like not to interfere with the race at all, but just like heckle a little bit. I would just kind of from behind his head just go like, but fart. Like, just
he manages to get his frog on the ground and he's doing a good job. He's encouraging his frog.
Big
And
poopy.
as soon as you start saying that, he does this like he's just looking around like, what? Who's saying that? Who's saying? And like he's asking who's saying butt? Who's saying butt farts? And everyone's looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he gets totally distracted.
What's he talking about?
Frog,
That's weird.
his frog it does the same thing, just kind of goes off to the side and doesn't finish the race.
Fantastic.
So, with that, Kate, do you want to say how you cheer on Bucky?
Like, okay, Bucky, just gotta make sure the frog goes in the straight line. You got this. You can do this. Will that frog. Threaten to eat the frog if you need to.
Wait, threaten to eat the... You want me to threaten to eat the frog?
And go!
What? Oh, shit. I literally just balk at the, like eagle screech at the frog.
That'll get it moving. That'll get it
You
moving.
do this eagle screech, and this frog takes off. Just immediately goes in the straightest line because it is the quickest way to get away from you. Manages to cross the line quicker than Leah's frog. Bucky, you have won the race.
Yay!
You have gotten 30 gold.
Hell yeah.
Bucky earned the title of school gambler.
You didn't have any sort of stake in it yourself. It was just, hey, you enter and you get a chance to win. But so
thank you,
guys
Cedric,
are all...
for God's sakes.
What is happening?
Don't worry about it. It's not important.
Sounds good. Nah, yeah, true. So you guys are kind of celebrating. Leah's just like, hey, good job, Buck. Good job. Here's your winnings. If everyone could roll a perception check for me.
I've got us a backup.
Dun dun dun.
Perception check. Hey, yeah.
There is no perception. I noticed my shoes and the floor.
You're talking to Andraste.
Okay.
Just chat with it.
What does a 13 get me?
13. We'll wait until everyone. Cedric, what'd you get?
20.
All right. So,
Very perceptive.
funny enough, Kay, you are the only one to not notice. I'm gonna say Bucky, Cedric, and Bernard are all standing next to near separate frogs, but you kind of notice the frogs are starting to do kind of a and they start like black ooze starts coming out of their mouth, and they start swelling up and swelling and swelling, and they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until they're about the size of a small bear cub. And that's when everyone else notices.
Can I immediately cast Shield of Faith on Kai?
Is that a reactionary spell?
It is a bonus action spell.
Bonus action? No. Only allowing reaction stuff right now.
That's fine.
So immediately they start getting so huge, huge for frogs. And everyone notices, and they're just like, and they start jumping and starting to try and like chomp down on students, and people start to panic and immediately start fleeing the area. If everyone could roll initiative now.
Saw that coming.
No, this is really bad. This is really, really bad.
I agree.
No, I don't have my armor.
I don't either.
I have a 9 AC because I have a -1 to Dex. This is very, very bad.
I didn't come here with my armor either. We're both kind of crapped. By the way, I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
I'm at 16. 17. Sorry.
Initiative
Had to
is
have
8.
What do you say, Cedric?
Sorry. Initiative
Actually,
is
if
8.
everyone just puts it in the chat, that would be so much easier for me. Okay. Bucky, didn't you say natural 20?
Yes, with a +2, so technically 22.
Oh, that 17 is from the perception. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bernard.
We have rested, so I have.
No.
Why do? Oh
I
boy.
have a heavy backpack. I was not ready for combat. I'm so tired.
Oh baby.
Okay. So.
God, this is just me at school. Fuck. Well, I'm gonna mute myself. I'm just gonna say, while all this is going on, I have no reaction stuff that I can do. So this entire first round until it's my turn, Bernard is just slowly taking off his backpack and stretching and getting his weapons out.
Can't fight while risking injury.
Let me look up a spell really fast.
Okay. Yeah, any sort of reactionary stuff I will allow, but beyond that, we are going to do things by initiative. So, with that, Bucky, you are first. You see these things just bloat up, and all the students in the area have kind of fled. A couple of them have tilted tables over to kind of like create a barrier between them. But yeah, this smaller part of the cafe has turned into a frog fest.
Okay.
Cool. I pull out my greatsword. I go to the nearest one, and remembering that strategy is so important, it is more important than how well you throw a fist and when not to throw a fist. I immediately forget that and strike anyway.
Bucky, pick a number 1 to 4.
7.
1, 2, 3, or 4.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry, I'm being a jackass. I'm sorry. 3.
3?
Yes.
Okay. So the one you go to is not the frog you raced.
I didn't care anyway, but okay.
Okay. Just see. All right. So you go to this frog and you take a swing at it. Go ahead and roll attack.
Are you kidding me? In total, it was 7, but I rolled a 3.
Okay, that misses.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no fucking shit.
The frog jumps out of the way just as you swing down. Just. Anything else?
I am going to. I don't know if I could do this as a free action or a bonus action, but I'm actually going to yell at Chimaris. Chimaris. Sorry, it's so close to something that I know, and I apologize. Chimaris. Go get one of the instructors.
On it. You don't have to tell me twice after last time.
With that, it is the frog's turn. So we're gonna start with the one in front of Bucky.
Come at me, you bastard.
What's your AC?
12.
12. It rolls a 13.
I got fucking damn it.
Okay.
How much health do you have?
I have 11. I'm actually pretty bulky.
Yeah, oh no.
Silvery barbs as a reaction. You have to roll with disadvantage, Ed.
Is that the attack roll or the damage?
The attack roll.
Okay. Second one was higher.
I tried.
You tried. You take 7 damage as the frog jumps forward and gets a good grab on your arm and just chomps down on it. Which you notice for some reason, these frogs have teeth. I can't explain why. It is unnatural, but they have teeth. You just found this out.
Do they have perfect teeth?
I would imagine that like blood is coming out of my arm and out of this thing's mouth, and like I can't even process the fact that I might lose my arm. It's one of those like I'm in so much pain I can't feel it anymore. Because Jesus Christ.
Yes, I know you guys did. I was not going to say it's not perfect teeth. It's just like the next person we're gonna do is Javen. What is your AC? Without the armor, I guess, if that's what you're gonna do.
9? Wait, actually, I always have my shield, so I guess it's an 11.
I will allow you shield. 11, yes.
Because the shield is always with me. The shield doubles as my holy symbol.
It rolls an 18.
Better than a nat 20, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my.
Sorry.
it's a podcast. It's a podcast, Gio. It's a D&D podcast.
Yeah.
This dice is going
Great.
away.
Javen, I already blew my reaction.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay. Luckily, it's not high on the damage. It is just 3 damage.
Oh, thank God. So, describe what happens. I won't take that.
So you're standing there, kind of transfixed by this frog, just like, what is happening? What is this supposed to be happening? Am I?
Now,
is this?
I did specify I was unpacking my bag and slowly taking everything off.
You're like, yeah, you're just like, maybe I'll need this. They're just frogs. How bad could it? Oh, they're getting bigger, and you realize this as soon as a frog jumps at you. Here's the thing, though. It has a ability that if it makes a bite attack against a smaller creature, it latches on, and if it hits with its bite attack again next turn, basically you are grappled right now, but it can swallow you.
Oh boy.
Because you are small. Everyone else it can't swallow, but yes. The other thing is, Bucky, you are grappled as well.
Yeah, I kind of figured considering my arm is down its throat.
Yep. All right, next one against Cedric. Rolls a 7, doesn't hit. It leaps at you, and you kind of sidestep as it like just gracefully roll your shoulders away from it as it just
something
with you.
Said I knew something about this was fishy.
Yep.
I fucking hate that pun.
And then
I'm a frog.
I mean, it's not really fishy. Frogs aren't.
You're
fish.
not here anymore.
And then Kay, the last one, rolls a nat 1, so you're good.
Okay, so I'm still like running to go get the
you know what?
closest.
Kay, as you start running, Andraste kind of stops you and is like, "Hey, no, do you want out of this? Do you want out of this, and I will jump in there, or do you want me to go get help?"
I mean,
look at me now. She kind of puts your hands on her shoulder and does like that family, like, I know what this is doing to you kind of thing. Look at me now. Tell me, do you want out?
I mean, you know, I'm not really a fighter.
That's why I'm offering to jump in for you. What I do.
So yeah, I'm gonna go get help. You say as I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mage Armor on her though.
Okay, what is that? Is that +2?
I believe so.
Okay. Cool. You know what? Before you do, she just goes, "Look, I can do it myself. Do you? If you want to waste the spell slot, I can do it myself for you."
It's one of those. I'm like, I want to protect you. Because my guess is that I'm already far enough away from all of them that I can't touch them to cast it on somebody else.
Fair enough. She gives you like a quick hug and then shoves you off.
Yep.
And then, all right, guys, you are being joined by Andraste.
I can't tell. My head is in a frog.
Yeah, I'm just like, yay.
Who? Oh, that actually might help considering where we are at. Nothing. What's her dex? Okay. And then. Okay. Alexi, real quick, what's your dex?
+2.
Okay. Okay. So good news is Andraste is next.
Bad news.
Bad news. It's a shit show.
Okay.
So Andraste is going to go in, and she is going to kind of assess the situation. See that someone is small and at risk of being swallowed. Is going to try and attempt to fix that situation. And she's going to make a contested strength check. Would you stop freaking... Okay. Okay, frog rolls in that one. Andraste kind of just like kicks the frog, pulls it up, and yanks you out of the frog. Javen, you are no longer grappled. Whew. All right, you all right?
I'm like covered in slime.
You're live. You're live. That's all that matters. All right, let's get back in there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't.
And as she does that, as she says, "You're alive. You're good." She gives you bardic inspiration.
Oh. Bardic inspiration.
She is a bard. Okay. And actually, you know what? As a bonus action, here's something that's going to... You know what? No, we're going to save that as a last minute if this goes shitty. Right now, she's going to just square up and help Javen with this frog.
Who's Javen? I am Bernard.
Help Bernard. Okay. So, with that, it is Alexi's turn.
Okay. First things first, bonus action, healing word on Bucky.
No, I got myself. Don't worry about me.
Sure.
I
would say take healing where you can, bud.
I've got second wind as a bonus action on my turn.
Second wind doesn't do much. Well, at this low level, yeah.
Yeah, 1d10 plus 1. I'll heal myself fully, or at least pretty close to it.
Fair.
Anyway.
Okay. So without spending a spell slot, I'm going to use my Hex Magic innate ability from being a Hexblood, and I'm going to cast Hex on the thingy. That frog that is facing down with Andraste and Bernard. I'm going to give it disadvantage on dexterity saving.
Dexterity saving throws, alright. Disadvantage on dex.
Let me double check exactly what Hex does, because I think it just grants disadvantage on a specific saving throw. I don't think there are any other advantages, not like a Hexblade's Curse or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hex is like Hunter's Mark, but for spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
That all you got?
Yeah, it has a disadvantage on ability checks, and I deal 1d6 necrotic damage whenever I hit it with an attack. Yeah, and I can use a bonus action subsequent turn to curse a new creature. So, yeah, it's currently that one has disadvantage on Dex ability check, and I deal an extra d6 and I damage it. But I am actually going to go. Now that I'm thinking about it, I will So, Bucky, your AC is 12. Bernard's AC is 11.
9.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
No,
9.
no,
He's at 11.
no, because I have my shield. I just forgot.
No, I can't cast another spell right now. And Hex is a bonus action, so I can still use a cantrip. So I guess I will. Yeah, I'll try something next turn to see
Okay.
if maybe it'll be a better idea. But right now, I'm just going to cast Word of Radiance and on one of the other frogs, probably the one attacking Bucky.
Okay.
So I'll just speak a word, and the only word I know in Celestial, which is really just light. So it comes out as like this semi operatic tone, and I'm going to roll, I believe, 1d6 damage.
Okay.
Radiance is in Xanathar's. Let me look that up. Fucking spellcasters, man.
Their turns take the longest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost done, I promise.
Hey, you're good.
All right,
I'm just trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to be
they
doing.
spell save for this one. So
I'm sorry, what was that?
I believe it's a spell save from you, Ed. I need to
Okay.
go through.
I think it's a
I
con
think it's the
save.
save stuff.
Con save.
Wait, yeah, check before, but I'm pretty sure it's a con save.
It's a con save. It's con save. My DC is 12.
A natural 6 on the die.
Natural 6 on the die. Awesome. So that's 1d6 radiant damage. Max damage.
Nice. You need that. So that is 6 damage, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
That is my turn.
That is your turn. Cool. This frog is not liking that. What does your hex look like?
So hex for me, I kind of like twist my fingers into not quite unnatural shapes, but into an eldritch symbol, and that symbol actually brands itself onto the skin of whatever I hex. So you see shadows kind of like come up and mark the skin of this frog.
Yum. Yeah, Javen, that's what you see happen on the frog as you get yanked out.
So okay, how did Andraste pull me out of the frog again? Was it like a spell or an attack?
She kind of kicked the frog to kind of get it to like look up, and then grabbed its top jaw and kind of like pulled a little bit, and then just like it was a rapid like kick, grab, yank, and just pulls you out of the frog.
Gotcha. So I'm like standing there, slime covered. I look at the frog. I sort of like not use actual movement, but just flavor wise. I walk over to my backpack, pull out my sword and shield,
Mm-hmm.
run, and just doing like a simple combo with my longsword that I've been learning from the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Would I roll with advantage for an attack roll on the already damaged frog?
You know what? Andraste will give you flanking. Yeah.
Cool. Wow. Nope. 2 3s.
2 3s. Wow.
Nope.
Is that a 3 on the die, or what is it total?
That's 2 3s on the die. Grand total would be 8.
Okay. Yeah. No. Sorry. These guys really have low AC, so even if you guys do roll badly, let me know the AC, and you might actually have made it.
8 probably won't do it.
No. Sorry. Do you want to add your bardic that Andraste gave you? You might make it.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. I also forgot there's an additional point for silvery barbs, which is I can grant advantage to someone else's roll. So you want to take another advantage or another d20 roll, that's up to the DM, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna stack advantages. It's you either get it or you don't.
Fair enough.
So that brings up to a 12.
12 hits.
There we go. All right. One of these bad boys. Hiya. Ooh. 9 damage.
Nice. Cool. Not looking good for them. But with that, we are back. Anything else, Bernard?
Not at this moment. No, I don't really have any bonus actions.
Okay. With that, we are back up to Bucky. Bucky, you got a frog grabbing you.
So first thing I'm going to do is use my bonus action to activate my second wind.
Okay.
So that is 1d10 plus 1. Don't fuck me over. Actually, I healed up the exact amount that fucking thing hurt me. 7.
There you go. Back to full. Just so you're aware, grappling doesn't affect your attacking. You can still attack normally. It just, your speed is 0.
Well, I wasn't planning on going anywhere. So after, like, taking a calm breath and kind of, like, trying to force myself to focus on the adrenaline that I have in my system, I take my sword again, turn it around, and I just try to stab this thing in the brain with my greatsword.
Okay. You know what? It's on you. I'm going to say you get advantage.
Like that's what I like to hear. 21.
21 hits. Like, super hard.
Uh, 8 damage.
8 damage. All right. So what I'm going to say is that was good enough that I will allow you to use that as also an escape. And so you hit it hard enough that it knocks it off of you. You're no longer grappled.
I just pull my arm out, and there's still blood just kind of trickling down my arm. And I go, now it's fun. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to make you belch this thing up, you bastard.
You do have black ooze all over your arm.
Oh, I'm probably poisoned as shit. I just don't know it yet.
And Javen, you are covered in it.
I'm well aware. I hate this.
Gross.
So with that, we are now at the frog's turn. So Bucky, that one that was on you, is going to go back after you.
Figured.
It rolls a 3.
That is nowhere near close. I have an AC of 12.
Okay. There is one free one at the moment. So that one is actually going to go after... It's going to double up and go after... You know what? It's going to go after Bucky. Rolls a... What's your AC?
12.
12. It rolls an 11.
Ha
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
The next one is going after Alexi.
Okay.
Rolls a 4.
That doesn't hit.
No. The next one is going after... You know what? Andraste kicked it. It's going to go after her.
Oh, thank God.
I
I don't want to
rolls
be
a
eaten
7.
again.
Rolls a 7. So none of the frogs hit this turn. Cool. I'm having a great time. Okay. Kai.
Yes.
What are you going to be looking for in particular? Are you going to try and find some capable student? Are you going to try and find a staff member, a teacher?
What I think I'm going to do, especially because I've got a few classes with what's the name? Please pause while I grab my notebook. I am gonna grab I'm gonna see if I can find Professor Lisette. Is that my?
The dean of Witherbloom.
Yes. And be like, hey, these frogs wandered in over here. Can you help us get rid of them?
Okay. Do me a favor. Roll me a pure luck check. Just roll me a d20. That this is for the dean to be at the Fire Jolt Cafe. I'm not saying it's impossible because staff needs coffee, but go ahead.
That is a 7. I have no luck.
Okay. Yeah. No, she's not here. What I will say, even with a 7, with the crowd kind of passing you by, they're kind of like, they're just rushing out of the cafe. You hear kind of a, just a quick, what's going on? What's going on back there? You kids better not start another magical test. What's going on back there? And you see at the bar is a elf who is running is the cafe manager. Everyone would kind of call her Tanglewood, but her actual name is Elena Tanglewood. But she's the one who typically runs things for everyone. So she's the one that like everyone would like know because she handles drinks and coffee for all the students and staff.
Okay.
So I will give you that.
Okay. So I'm gonna run up to her and be like, so we found these frogs and they're running
Frogs?
amok and what?
What?
Frogs.
Frogs.
Ribbit. Yes, they are running amok and have started attacking people. Help, please. You're a capable adult, right?
Yeah. Yes. You know what? I wasn't expecting a student to call me out today, but I guess. Okay. Where are they? Let's go. Is there any? What is happening?
Well, like I said, there were frogs, and then they started growing and oozing, and they're now attacking people.
They're growing?
I mean, they started out as like normal size, like Pac-Man frogs, and now they're like size of.
What's Pac-Man?
Like, a Pac-Man frog is an actual type of frog.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You're not on this.
Look at Kate knowing frogs.
Yeah.
Only because we talked about it at dinner last night.
Oh, I gotcha.
Interesting. Okay. You know what? I guess let's deal with this. And she kind of reaches down under the bar and grabs 2 potions of healing and hands them to you. And it's like, here, you hold on to these. Let's figure out what this. I'm not exactly built for combat. And she kind of hops over the bar and like, let's go see what's going on. And that is going to be your turn. Is going to take the rest of your turn to get
back over there.
And, yeah,
okay.
Get back.
Fair enough.
Okay, Kai, you got some more help.
Woohoo!
With that, it is back to Andraste's turn, which she is going to make an elemental strike against the frog in front of her. Okay, close, but not quite. That is a D8.
What's Andraste doing?
She's making an attack against the frog. Ooh, nice. Okay. So. Oh, right, that thing. Those guys. Fuck. That totally obliterates it no matter what. Okay. She kind of squares up next to you, Bernard, and just like, all right, well, let's try and finish this quickly. She kind of reaches behind her back and pulls out it's kind of it looks like a staff, but it's very small. Like it looks like it could go longer, but it's very small and does kind of a quick, like little, quick little flute of a small flute, and it immediately just kind of pops out into a spectral warhammer and takes it and slams down as it like is the spectral is kind of like flaming burning orange and just slams down on this frog, and it doesn't look like it does too much damage at first, but then it just like the frog just bursts into flames and just
So it's dead?
Woo! That is always fun. I never get tired of that.
You said it bursts into flame?
It just bursts into flame and then immediately goes back out, like cartoon style. Just it's black, just disintegrates into ash.
So she kills the frog.
Yes, frog number 4 is dead. And Cedric, for your information, this is the one that you had put in the hex on. So if you want to move it around.
I'll do that on my turn.
It is actually your turn right now.
Awesome. So I am actually going to...
sorry, one more quick thing. Bernard, she also casts Mage Armor on you as well. It's because Kay cast it on Andraste. Andraste is going to cast it on you, so that is a +2 to your AC.
All right.
Does Mage Armor bring your base AC to 13?
It does, because Finn can use it at will. So I now have an AC of 15.
Yes. There you go.
Okay.
So as Andraste does the smackdown and disintegrates the frog, I look at her, do a nod. How does she cast Mage Armor on me?
She just kind of slaps you on the back. Is like, all right. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but you guys seem to have a lot of fun with this, so let's do this. And just kind of pats you on the back, and the Mage Armor just kind of like boom, and it looks a lot like Kay's, if that makes sense. Like, you know how Kay kind of channels Andraste's kind of summer Eladrin vibes with it being orange, and that's what's going on with Andraste right now. Andraste's actually kind of looks a lot more like Kay, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. So, as she does that to me, Bernard kind of looks at her, looks at himself, sees like the energy kind of surrounding him. Then he looks at the javelins. His original plan was to get the javelins and take it to the sky, but now that he's got a decent amount of defense, he squares up and starts. It's gonna use his turn to start running, but it's not my turn yet.
Nope. It is Alexi. All right.
I'm actually going to let I don't believe Hex is concentration, but I'm going to let it drop anyway.
Okay.
I'm actually going to cast Sleep, targeting a point where I can safely reach all 3 of the frogs without getting, hopefully, any passers-by.
Okay. And this is just you roll a certain amount of AC, and anybody under that.
So here, Sleep is kind of a complicated one, but I need 5d8. I roll 5d8 hit points.
Oh.
Right now.
Uh-huh.
So the pool is currently...
Okay, I'm going to warn you right now. What is the range on this spell?
To cast 90 feet, with it is a 20-foot 20-foot radius. From the
20-foot
point.
radius. Hold on. Yeah. Alexi, the fight is. You're gonna get everyone.
Okay, so that's not terrible. I just need to target the frogs. If there's some collateral damage, I'll deal with it.
Okay, so but you can like pick and choose your targets, or is this just a general like?
It starts with the creatures that have the lowest hit.
Okay, so yeah, sleep is a very weird spell. I've never been able to actually figure out fully my players.
So the first target is the creature that has the current lowest hit point.
Okay. So you specifically target that.
Huh? Yeah.
You.
So here's how sleep works. I build an amount of hit points, so to speak.
Okay, then you just push them out, and then they take, depending on how many hit points you go from there, and then
it takes out from the pool to try and put things to sleep. Thank you,
Gotcha. Okay. I will say that the one on Bucky is looking really hurt. The other two have not been touched at all.
I know. So the one that has been hurt is gonna be the first target. So the pool of I have 26 hit points to
26.
To work with.
Okay.
I am going to pick the one that has been wounded and put that one to sleep.
Okay, that one goes to sleep.
Okay. How many hit points do I have left?
22.
22? I'm going to pick another frog and put that to sleep.
Okay. Do you want to pick the one that went to double up on Andraste and Bernard, or do you want to pick the one that's on you?
I will pick the one that is currently on Andraste and Bernard.
Okay. Quick math in my head. You have 9 left.
I have 9 left?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to try and put the last frog to sleep.
Does not work.
Okay. That's my action.
Cool.
So I get
2 of them are asleep.
Okay,
so Bernard and Bucky, you both see the frog in front of you just go and just fall over and just.
Technically, you actually watch as, for my spell, small, not quite funereal, but small shrouds kind of lay over them, almost like spectral. Picture like so as they fall asleep, there's this little like not a funereal shroud, but some sort of like sheet comes over them, and you see little like coins on their eyes as they fall asleep, kind of like paying the Reaper or paying Athreus as he carries you to and from the land of the dead. And
it's very misty.
Yeah, and you just see Alexei says, "Don't touch them," and he's immediately going to back away from the frog, trying to keep that one frog that's still awake focus on him. He's going to back away, and yeah, I know it's going to provoke an opportunity attack.
Okay. Yep.
Alexi, don't move. I'm on the way.
I just want it to focus on me.
That's fine, but if you move away from it, we won't be getting advantage for flanking purposes.
Well, I can. Okay.
Stay where you are. Stay where you are. We'll be fine.
Okay. I don't really have anything to do. I guess I could. No, I don't really have any weapons drawn, so I couldn't really do a bonus hand attack. And I don't have dual wielding to do it. So yeah, I think that's my whole turn.
Okay. All right. So yeah, the 2 frogs have gone to sleep. Is there an amount of time that it lasts, or is it just their?
It is until they are unconscious until the spell ends, which is 1 minute. Okay. Until they take damage or someone takes action to take or slap them away.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
10 rounds of combat.
Yeah.
I wanted to get as many frogs off the battlefield as possible, and sleep seemed like the best option.
Fair
It
enough.
was, and it worked out very well.
Fair enough. With that, Bernard, you are up.
Alexi yells out, "Don't touch them." I nod, see that there's only one left awake. I charge in at it and take a big ol' swing.
All right, make your attack.
Motherfucker. I have 2 cocked rolls that are bordering on nat 20s.
That
Fuck's sake. Oh, I got another nat 20 anyway. I got a 5 and a 20.
Okay,
I was destined to crit this day.
there you go.
All right.
Whoa, but steady.
Oh. Let's see. What is that all up? I deal a grand total of 16 damage.
It is barely hanging on. It just kind of like looks up at you, and there is now a defiance of just like. Like it is.
Now,
For those of you who are Pokemon inclined, this thing had the sturdy stat.
so, Bucky goes right after me, right?
Yes, Buck.
So wait, hang on. As it looks up defiantly at me, the attack just kind of goes like a slash, and then like a shield bunt, and then I get to the side on the other end. I push the frog towards Bucky and just go, "Bucky!" and I shove it towards Bucky.
I'm not gonna make you do a strength check. It's just this is the end. So go ahead.
I flap my wings to give myself an extra bit of a boost. I hold my sword kind of backwards, but in front of me. As it comes directly at me, I slash the entire thing in half, almost like an anime speed strike. Just my wings just kind of carry me through.
It still has one health point. Hang on.
Roll the attack, and just don't roll a nat 1. Honestly,
You do, I believe,
19.
unless I was going to say
19.
he does have advantage as well, like he's flanking.
yeah. Like with everything going against it and everything going for you, I just don't know roll a nat 1.
Yeah, I rolled a 19. I'm good.
Cool. Yeah, you're good.
Oh,
Go ahead,
15 plus
narrate
4,
it.
But yeah, like I said, as the thing comes near me, I hold my sword in like a ready stance. My wings expand open. I see my moment, swing the blade over my head. My wings push me forward, and I just cut this thing straight in half.
It goes flying, and it like as it goes crosses the threshold of your sword, just black ooze just goes everywhere, all over the back of the cafe, the fireside lounge. You know what? Effectively putting out one of the fireplaces, because you just black ooze just.
I envision as this happens from like a fighting game, like 2D kind of perspective. As this combo happens, I just imagine in the background it just says Wings of Fury as we do our first combo finisher.
Combo. Congratulations. I'm not going to wake up the other frogs, because essentially what is going on with them will end before the duration of sleep ends. But
alternatively, we just wake them up and beat the shit out of them.
One at a time.
No, we're not. As they are sleeping, you can kind of see them kind of reducing and returning to their normal size, and just like black ooze is like flowing out of their mouth, just like, but it's just pooling in front of them, and they're just kind of returning to a normal frog size.
So the adrenaline finally kicks off, and I look at my arm and go, "Ah, son of a bitch!"
It is that moment that Kai and what was her name?
Tanglewood?
Tanglewood comes in and is like, "Ho! What is this?
Frogs?
You said frogs. This does not look like that. Looks like a frog, but the rest of this is gross. What the hell is going on back here?"
They were frogs, and I toss, or not toss, but I go up and I hand one of the healing potions to Bucky, and I hand the other one to Bernard.
I'm fine, Kai. I just need to
Just
sleep this
take it.
off. Ow.
Take it. You'll feel better. Trust me.
Okay. Explanations now.
So we participated in a frog race, and and then they grew big. One chomped my arm. One ate my.
As you go to explain, Andraste walks up to her and is like, "Tell you what, there was he's in shock. Don't listen to him. Would just so these frogs just kind of popped out of nowhere, and we just dealt with them the best we could. And she's going to roll a deception with advantage.
You at disadvantage.
She rolls a natural 17, which I do believe. Yeah, that's the deal. Yep. Tanglewood just is like, you know what? I don't care how it happened. All I care about is the fact that you five are now going to clean up this mess.
Bucky just kind of looks at his arm. Okay.
You're fine. I don't see a scratch on you. Someone must have healed you. You're fine.
More like I healed myself, but you don't want to know that.
I know what it is. I've seen fighters. I've dealt with plenty of them like you. You're fine.
Still hurts.
Now, if you don't mind, the mop and the broom, well, the broom's not going to do anything, but the mops are back there. I don't suppose any of you know prestidigitation.
I know how to say prestidigitation.
I go get a mop.
Alexei just starts casting mending on the floorboards that have broken.
If I could get Kay, Bucky, and Alexei to roll a perception check for me.
Alright, sure. It's worked out so well for me in the past.
Awesome. 8.
18.
Okay. Cedric?
Let's just say I don't notice anything.
What'd you get?
I got a 4.
Okay. Please don't be like, I just don't do sometimes these DCs are low. But yes, in this case, yes, you are correct. You don't see anything. You're just too focused on the fact that it's like, oh, great, now I got to clean up all this mess. But Kay, you know what? I'm going to do privately. I'll message you what you notice.
Gio, you got a roll on that too, didn't you?
Yeah, he got an 8.
I got an 8.
Fair enough. I didn't see that in the chat. My bad.
Nah, that's good. No,
I
wouldn't make it either.
I'm assuming I don't roll a perception check because I'm getting a mop.
You don't roll a perception check because actually, you know what? You would have had to. Go ahead. Roll me a perception check.
This sounds really suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be
17.
suspicious.
Okay. I will send you the same thing that I'm sending Kate here in a second.
Yeah, in the meantime, Alexei is just casting mending on floorboards and trying to use whatever he can to scrub out this Holy goop.
Reminds him of home.
In a bad way.
Nah.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have any more combat. I'm out of spell slots, gang.
I used my only second wind.
I've got cantrips, but
Ooh.
Okay. There's that.
they pull out the big guns, but
All right. So,
Did you send that to both me and Javen?
yes, you and Javen both noticed that.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure Javen got it too.
Yes, yes, I got it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be like, I need to go do some research. I'm gonna be in the biblioplex. If you all want to join, I mean, I'll help you guys clean up. But then
I
need
was
to do
about to
some
say.
research.
Yeah, no, you're. I'm not letting you get out of this. Okay.
I said I was going to help clean up, but then I'm going.
I slowly hand a broom to Kay, or a mop. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys take probably like half an hour between the five of you. It's honestly, it's not that big of a mess. It's just gross.
you know, prestidigitation is one of her cantrips.
Does
I don't have prestidigitation as one of mine.
Andraste does not either.
Asking our only wizard if they had it.
Okay. So yeah, you guys just take half an hour. You clean up. You get it back to somewhat how it was.
Begrudgingly.
And Tanglewood says that you guys can go ahead. It's fine. And she thanks you, but warns you, don't bring any animals into the cafe again.
Of course, we will. It seems a very obvious rule, but sure.
Yeah, you know, you'd think it'd be obvious, but sometimes you don't. Rules are made as soon as they need to be made.
Understood.
So, all right. Kay, you were gonna go do some research. I will deal with that in a minute. Is there anything else anyone wants to do right now, or are we good for?
I missed the last full minute of what was said because I was breaking up so bad.
Oh wow. Really nothing. You guys take half an hour to clean. Tanglewood says don't do that again. Don't bring animals into the cafe. Blah blah blah.
Are we like? How long has it been since the first day?
It's been about a month.
So in 1 month, we've racked up 2 very bad incident reports.
Yeah.
To be fair, I believe I said that Sharpbeak was not going to file a report for that first one.
Oh hell yeah! So this is our first offense. This is good.
First official offense, yes.
Surely
There
not
was
to be
a
our
we
point
go.
last.
where I
But
was
you
like-
will-
I was like,
you
I'm
will
gonna go
know-
get help. I
What,
was
Kate?
trying not to be associated with this.
Yeah, no, you went straight up to Tanglewood. She knows you're associated. But
Getting
you
help.
will
you
know.
yourself.
All of you will know that some of your fellow students do kind of know you as the ones that fought the mimic the first day of school. They kind of like, hey, yeah, you're the one that fought that mimic. You're one that and that kind of stuff. So you're kind of known that way, and you kind of get the feeling that you're going to be known for this now too.
I mean, there's worse things.
All right.
If we could once Bucky is feeling better, I won't go through role playing just to save time, but like Bernard would definitely talk with Bucky about that and be like, Did you see us?
Dude, I literally hold a wing up and like want a high five.
It's highly offensive in my culture, but I do it anyway. And I just sort of do like a.
Yeah, and I am like a frat boy at this point. I'm like, we were awesome. Did you see us? That combo attack.
combo move. Anyway, moving on.
All right, moving on. Unless anyone is going to be doing anything else specific, we are just going to go to Kay, who said she wanted to go do some research in the library. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
I'm taking another bath.
If anything, we might just find a spring and just chill in that for a little while.
You get a faculty, like a janitor faculty member, like, no public bathing in the fountains.
It's part of my religion, and I keep bathing.
And I'm a new disciple, and I join.
God damn these freaking paladins and the clerics and the freaking religious freedoms and. He just kind of huffs off and is like, "Yeah, I can't do shit about it."
And the fun part is, communal like bathhouses and bathings is a thing of Afara. Doing things as a community.
Yeah,
I wasn't lying.
True.
I was just being a dick about it.
I just followed Bernard.
Anyway, Kay, if you can make an intelligence check for me.
I got a 20. I did it the first time you asked.
Okay, thank you.
Because I listened.
You're a good student. You may have advantage. So here's the thing. This is kind of. Tell me what specifically you are going to be researching.
So I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna grab my Care of Magical Creatures book that's on me. And I'm also going to be kind of like looking in that section of the Neoplex to see if I can find like diseases that may be affecting magical creatures.
Okay. Let me think. How difficult would this be? Because this is something strange, and there's a lot of articles about sorry, I saw there was a message. I'm not going to pay attention to that for a second. There's a lot in diseases about like a lot of diseases have symptoms like oozing, black ooze, or gross. There's a lot of things like just...
Yeah, but I'm looking at something that could be transferred, like kind of like rabies. Like rabies can be transferred to multiple animals, and they'll have similar symptoms.
Yes.
But I'm not just looking for like black ooze. I want to be able to find something that's transferable within the magical creature realm.
Okay. In that case, you don't find anything, but you do come to the conclusion that whatever this is, it is not natural. This did not just happen.
So it's more of like if they might have been like poisoned.
Maybe.
Okay. Time for chemistry. You can go ahead and respond to Javen's question now.
Okay. Sorry. Now I have to go see.
It was a very simple question.
Yeah. If you want to get a sample of ooze.
All right, I'll write it down.
Small vial of ooze.
Okay. Times 1 small black ooze vial.
You kind of you took a cafe to go cup and put it in there for the time being. They can actually get
Yeah, and then over the course of some time, possibly right after I bathe, I would go to like some kind of chemistry area and like be like, hey, can I have a vial for like this? Just like I'll pay money if that's what you want, but like,
No,
I
no,
just,
no, it's fine. It's fine. Here's a vial. You see a
cool. Thanks.
chemistry kid just like it takes one off a belt of like he's got like the bullet belt of just chemistry beaker vials. Just like yeah, here you go.
Right on. Thank you. And I take it and do the transfer.
Cool. All right, with that. What?
Outside of like the oozing,
Mhm.
like the black oozing, was there any other thing? Oh, they grew in size.
They grew
but-
inside. Yes.
Was there anything else about the toads that I missed?
With the 20, I would say you remember that they had kind of a unique coloring pattern.
Yeah,
It did-
there were also frogs with teeth. Let's address that maybe.
True, but it was kind of the when they grew, they had teeth, but when they shrunk back down or when they were small, they did not have teeth. But yeah, you kind of think about it and realize that not a whole lot of frogs have very vibrant coloring like that, and even less have that clear of coloring where it was just
Okay.
looked almost glowing.
They're frogs, not toads.
There are frogs, yes.
Okay, but they're not like in what we would know as like poison dart frogs that are very bright and vibrant. Most frogs in this world are like, just kind of because why I'm asking, I'm like, most frogs in the world are bright and vibrant if they're poisonous.
Yes.
And so I'm trying to make sure that most frogs in our current world, Strixhaven, whatever, are dull
very
green, more natural colors.
It's just you know what? Sorry, you're trying to apply real world, and I'm like realizing, yeah. Okay, so
I'm curious.
I would say you remember Leah mentioning, like, yeah, I know like there are some frogs out there that are like this, but like these are crazy kind of designs. Like they're like just like they look like they weren't supposed to be this way, but then they're just glowing like this. It's real freaky. So I brought them over and.
Now, one could also argue that Witherbloom is a weird place. So you know,
yeah, that she kind of mentions that she was like, you know what? There's some fucked up things that happen in the swamps out there, and I'm just like, maybe this is that.
No, that's valid because I've got 2 classes in Witherbloom, so
Yep.
That's why I'm kind of like trying to do research on it.
Yep. Yeah, good. Okay. With that, is there anything specific people would like to do afterwards? Because we are about to do a slight time jump here.
Okay, if that's the case, I would definitely like check in with Alexi after the fight because it's like kind of my thing to check with everyone in the group and all that. Okay, for time purposes, Ed.
Mm-hmm.
How much story do you need to get through tonight?
The next thing, honestly, could take about less than 30 minutes.
Okay, so
because it's just
that's the case.
It's no combat. It's just I need you guys to roll for something.
I'll skip out on the role play, but essentially, Bernard would just ask how you're doing. If you're doing okay, he would want to know a little bit more about your religion because he's trying to be more inclusive. So he wants to learn more about Athreus. Whether or not
Alexi would actually be very interested in learning more for us. So if you do want to role play having that like a cultural
you
exchange,
guys can do this scene. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I think where would Alexi go after we finish cleaning the cafe? Because I know Bucky and Bernard basically hit the bath as soon as we were able to.
I feel like this might be Alexei, like after Alexei comes out of the shower, because he also got kind of caught up in the weirdness, so he's definitely in need of yet another misadventure with the party. Need a shower.
Mm-hmm. Well, so if anything, once all the showers are, once all the showers and cleaning is done, I would probably, because I know when at this point I know when Kay gets into her research to just leave her alone.
Yeah.
So if she's doing that, then I would get the boys together and just be like, look, I've been studying my ass off for the past month. And then we just had a fight. I would just like to relax. Do you guys want to just like, I don't know, explore the biblioplex, talk a little bit?
That that sounds lovely. Bucky, would you like to join us?
Sure. I still don't really know what coffee is.
I
We will
mean,
get you some coffee.
yeah, let's take a walk to the cafe. We'll let Bucky try some coffee, and I want to know more about I want to know more about Athreos.
Athro, what?
You would be interested in learning more about your chosen deity as well, Bernard.
Ifara, the goddess of the polis.
Very interesting. Where I come from, cities are not. They are valued as places of safety, but they are also places where danger can lurk around corners. So having a god to represent the good in cities is a very interesting and pleasant concept.
I I I nod, and then I turn to Bucky, and I go, you mentioned something about the Storm King, right? What's all that about?
Well, Bucky gets this like little tremor in his hands, and it's like, well, you may not wanna, he's my dad, and I don't want to take up all your time, cause if I get started, I'm probably not gonna stop, and I grab the book that I hold in my book bag and I start reading a chapter, not out loud, just kind of like literally reading a chapter, going, he's the greatest.
So once Bucky's distracted, then I have a nice religious talk with my friend. um,
The
then
nerd holding back his explanation of the entire series of
like
anything.
literally knowing that like nobody else is really gonna care. He's just kind of like, oh, you don't want to be interested in that. I'm gonna start reading.
yeah, it kind of hits you, Bucky, that you get here like back home, your dad was the shit. Like anyone who's anyone would, like everyone in your realm knew who your dad was, and you get here and it's like you're really the only one who's interested in ever even talking about like your like even your siblings is just like, yeah, we don't care, we don't want to talk about them. You get the occasional like um, other student from your realm, and you kind of even bring it up with them, but it's like, yeah, yeah, great. I'm dealing with the prince, the royal, yeah, sire. I didn't know you went to this school yet, kind of thing.
Oh, real quick, who got the 30 gold from the race?
Me.
Bucky,
Bucky would have got.
Okay.
Bucky was handed the gold.
Okay.
Because Bucky's the one that.
Uh, yeah. Wait, how much gold do I have? Where was I?
speaking of,
Oh, there it is.
Ed, since I have a job and Bucky has a job as well, should we have been getting our 5 GP per week?
We go back and read the rules for jobs.
Because I was reading that, and if it's a month and then it's like another time jump, I just want to make sure we're I
Yeah,
want
I
that
said a month in, so you would get, let's say 20 gold. You would have had 20 gold at that point.
plus
this-
whatever we had starting. So
Yes, plus whatever you had starting. And I will. Let me see what kind of time jump.
And also, I want it known that I wasn't brushing off the Storm King, and if there is going to be another time jump, Bernard will actually sit down and listen to the main tale of the Storm King.
As will Alexei. Alexei's actually interested in stories about Keranos and does want to hear Bucky's story.
The next thing will be taking place 2 weeks later, so go ahead and add 10 more gold, both Bucky and Alexei.
So since they have jobs, what benefits do I get from having an extracurricular?
Extracurriculars get you get student dice. You get 1 student die for each extracurricular you are participating in. A student die is a D4 that the player can roll and add to an ability check that the character makes, provided the check uses one of the skills listed in the extracurriculars description.
All right, so on my report card, I would write for the first extracurricular that I have, I would write Silk Ball. Would I just do a check mark next to the D4?
I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, for your report card. Sorry, I need to actually pull up a report card.
It should be right. It should be right after the whole character options thing, I think.
Yes. Report cards, extracurriculars. That D4 slot is for whether you still have it or not. It's kind of like the Bardic Inspiration or like regular Inspiration.
So I would tick it when I've used it, essentially.
Yes, like mark it off whether you've used it or not. Because it returns. You can use it once per long rest.
Ew. Okay, I see.
So for Javen, you would get it on an athletics or an intimidation check.
All right.
Kate, you would get it on an athletics or a history check. Kate?
She's muted.
Fuck, I didn't realize I was muted, so I just went on a whole rant about the athletics being stupid because I guess I'm repelling to find old sea scrolls.
That's what I'm going to say. Is this Dead Languages Society, you are actually going deep and diving into the Lorehold campus to actually find these like dead languages.
When you said one of the guys is a minotaur, right? Like athletics check to help get out of a labyrinth or something.
Yeah, no. He is very useful if you ever get lost. He's just like, oh yeah, we just didn't make this turn to go back there, and you follow it down.
Minotaurs never lose their way.
Nope.
Okay, so I don't mean to take up more time for myself, but what is Silk Ball? Can I get a rundown on what it is?
Short answer.
If you don't know, that's fine. We can make it up later, but I need to know.
Short answer, from what I've understood, it is basically like a mixture of soccer and like American football. But with the ball is made of spider silk.
Yeah, I think I also read in like the little blurb that like it's played on a muddy field. So I think it's like it might be like European handball in a way, to where like
kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's fine. Awesome. I'm down for that. Cool. So yeah.
Okay.
As time has gone on, Bernard has just gotten a little bit more confident in his athleticism. That's about it.
Yep. All right. So the next thing is 2 weeks later. Your first exams come up.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Because Alexei and Bernard have been doing so well.
I'm nervous. Like, my dice rolls have been really good, but like.
All right. So here's how exams work in Strixhaven. There are 2 phases to exams. There's the studying phase, and then there is the actual testing phase. Studying phases could take place the day before the exam. The characters can study your course material. You can use any ability check to help. But this, so you guys tell me what you're doing and why you think that would constitute what ability check you are making. Like, say if someone wants to like practice hand movement or any sort of semantic spell casting, they would do kind of either a sleight of hand or an athletics or something like that, or dexterity. Excuse me.
Should we roll for initiative? For exams?
You know what? Let's just keep the initiative we rolled for the frog fight. The first one would be Bucky. So what you're going to do is you're going to make an ability check based on how you are studying. There are two ways you can study. You can pull an all-nighter, which would get you kind of the best results during the testing phase. Okay, make it quick because I am explaining this, Lexi.
Pee like you never peed before.
So, or you can study with other, and you can study with other characters. So you can study together, which would give you advantage on the skill check you are studying for. So, say Bucky, Kai, and Bernard all study together. You all would get advantage on each of your ability checks that you would like force that studying. If you do just a regular studying, it's good. Okay, now I gotta actually turn back to the. I spent a whole day on this and now I forgot it.
I don't think I actually share classes with anyone.
No, other than the class that you are going to be taking the exam for is the class that you guys are shared. It is the class is for your the exam is for your all like shared class, the magical physiologies.
Okay.
Which
So what exactly is that class, might I ask?
Magical physiologies is like it's your dissection class.
Okay. So how this particular effect works, or
yeah, think of it this way. Care for magical creatures is how to deal with them while they are alive. Magical physiologies is like how they are when they're dead. We can pick them apart and figure them out.
Well, would it also be like not necessarily herbology, but like going along like the lines of different herbs like that you can use for making potions and that kind of stuff too?
For magical physiologies?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, that's basic botany.
Well, no, botany is more of like alive, the study of things that are alive, though.
Okay. Potion making and stuff like that. That is. What class would that be?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but medical physiology is literally just looking at the bodies and the inner workings of those bodies of extraplanar beings.
Yes. Like
So
you're studying their muscular.
Anatomy 101 for extraplanar
skeletal. What?
It's Anatomy 101 for extraplanar beings.
Yes. So, if you are at all curious, the animal that this exam on is on a slod, or sloddy for plural.
Oh, what?
A slod.
They are in the monster manual. They are slightly terrifying.
They are gross. Let me send a picture for Kate's sake.
Oh, make sure you pick out which slot we're studying, because I think there are
Oh,
5.
you are studying all of them.
Joyous
Oh
day.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you have to
fun.
be
That
able.
is.
That's kind of what this exam is. You have to figure out, like visually, you can see which one is which, but you have to figure out which ones do have certain abilities, which ones can or cannot implant eggs into another, stuff like that.
Mm, delightful.
Natural physiologies. Dissecting.
Definitely in there.
Slotty. Okay, so first things first. We're all studying. Can we only pick one type of those study things?
So what you're going to do, you can choose not to study together, and in which case you will be making your studying check without advantage.
But if studying together, we get advantage.
I would say we all, if it's on the same class, there would be no point to not study together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously, if it was different classes, then I'd be like, well.
The other thing though is you can choose to skip studying, in which case you would be rolling. You would not get any advantages from studying, but you would be rolling any testing phase checks flat. So basically, studying, you would get it. You get a bonus to your rolls for testing, but roleplay wise, you would have a level of exhaustion. So anyway, is there anyone who would like to just skip studying and roll their testing checks flat?
I would. I'm not pulling an all-nighter.
Okay.
I mean, isn't there? Well, I mean, there's other ways to study, Gio. It's not just an all-nighter.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
it's,
study normally.
Yeah, no. Like study normally is like the thing that we are doing. So, like for example, one student might make an intelligence check to pour over books, while
Yep.
another, yeah. So essentially, you pick a skill, and that's like how you're studying to maybe give you an advantage for testing phase.
But it's only a characteristic, not an actual skill.
Well, no. So like, if you go to page 47 and you look at studying phase.
Okay. I'm gonna go do that real fast.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I could probably use history as a way of saying like I'm studying textbooks, but or like going over notes that I wrote, maybe.
Not sure how that would apply to a slotty exam, but yeah, I guess
Slot dissection.
slot.
I am studying, so do we want to just go? We're going in initiative order, and it's currently Bucky's turn, right?
Yes.
Cool.
So can I use history to make my roll?
Okay. So here's the thing. The normal studying phase, you get by there is a DC set for each exam. By passing it, if you just study normally, you get 1 reroll on the testing phase. By pulling an all-nighter, you get 2 rerolls, but you have a level of exhaustion. Or you can skip studying altogether, and you have no rerolls on your testing phase. Now, rerolls are not advantage. Rerolls are you take that new roll.
So with that level of exhaustion, you do get 2 rolls. However, they are both at disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay.
First, only one level. What's the first level? That's ability checks are disadvantage. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so which means the
But you take
test
the
will
level
be
of
at.
I think you
Yeah.
take the
Yeah.
level of induction after.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm wrong.
No, because essentially you're pulling an all-nighter, so you are exhausted. I've pulled all-nighters before for college. I know probably, or not
Yeah.
for college, but for school. I know you guys probably have too.
Absolutely.
You would have been tired the day after. That's what it's talking about.
Yeah. So that's what you get. You get 2 rerolls, but they're both technically at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So is Gio able to study over the books for his slotty or not?
Yes. So he's
Okay.
making a history check. And by just studying normally, he would only get 1 reroll. But if you would like to study with everyone else, you can do this roll that you're doing now with advantage.
I mean, I would do my best to study with everyone else. I'm just chose not to pull an all-nighter. I'm just poring over my own notes.
That's fine. I don't think any of us want to pull an all-nighter.
Okay, so I'm rolling with
No,
advantage.
God, no. Yeah.
And I
Yes.
can roll history.
Yes.
Let me check, because I don't want you guys doing this stuff without knowing exactly what's going on. So go ahead and roll.
Am I rolling history, or am I just rolling a flat 20?
You're rolling a history check.
Okay.
You have a DC. I have a DC here, and I will let you know if you pass.
And I'm rolling with advantage. I'm just double checking that way I don't make a mistake.
Rolling with advantage because you are studying with everyone.
Got it.
Yeah. So it says the.
How did I rolled 2 7s in a row. How did I do that?
What does that get you?
11.
Okay. Again, you got to tell me the actual scores, guys.
No, I know, but I was just more flabbergasted that I literally rolled 2 7s on 2
Okay.
d20s. I'm just like, what the fuck?
That's how I felt when I rolled 2 3s during the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, you do not. Studying isn't going great. History is not exactly something that you need for an anatomy exam. So it's not. You're not getting quite the answers you need, but so you do not get a reroll for your testing phase. Next up would be Kay.
Okay.
Do you want to pull an all-nighter or no?
No.
Okay.
But studying with the group,
Mhm.
I am going to roll a medicine. Because
good.
it's like anatomy, physiology, kind of like looking at notes and lines and that kind of like my brain is blanking on the word that I want. But just kind of looking at that stuff. Rolling with advantage. 15.
15 passes. You get 1 reroll for your testing phase.
Cool.
All right. Next up is Alexi. What are you going to be rolling?
All right. I am going to roll medicine as well, specifically looking at different skeletal structures, as I know that there's different types of slotty, and
Mhm.
I want to be able to fix out like specific skeletal differences to see if anything is different.
Okay.
Okay, rolling with advantage. Fire is a 16. That's a soft 20.
You pass. You get 1 reroll.
Cool.
Bernard.
Okay, so I have 2 skills in mind, and I have an argument for both. Do we know if this is going to be a group exam, or are we gonna have to do this by ourselves? Because personally, in schools that I've seen, there's at least a pairing to dissect stuff. Especially something as big as a salad. Hello.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm reading. Sorry, I realized I should have said something.
Sorry.
It does not say anything specifically about whether this is going to be joint or single.
Which means you have final ruling.
No, it says it's a multiple choice test, and then you write a short essay. So this is a written anatomy exam. It might be one of those things where it's like she's going to be dissecting a slot in front of you, and you guys have to like take the test while she does so.
Because I was gonna argue religion because my religion is of the polis and of community. So if we're all doing it together,
Okay. The other one.
Well, the other one was going to be athletics for me to do the exam manually, but that's not happening either. So I was kind of blurry on the details. So now I'm fucked. Give me a second. I guess I can also roll a medicine check. Though it's not going to be good. It's not going to be great, but I will roll a medicine check.
Rolling with advantage.
Yeah. 9.
9 does not do it.
Yep. Didn't think so.
All right. So, from what I can tell, Kai, who is not in the room at the moment, and Alexi are the only ones who will get 1 reroll each for their testing phase. And we will wait until Kate gets back for me to explain the testing phase.
Ah, boy.
No, you didn't have. Okay.
Now, oh well. I mean, you're about to explain it, so I won't ask you to.
Yeah.
Answer the question because you're gonna answer it in a second anyway.
Yep. I'm also kind of looking at like because the student it says to make sure that the players know that they can use the student die on either the study or the testing phase, but you did not choose a skill that goes with your thing, and neither one of the other ones are. Tell you what, Javen, I'm gonna give you one more chance. Or what would your role have been if you had used athletics?
Athletics?
Yes.
12.
Okay.
I rolled a 7 and a 2.
Okay. Because that would get you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that the testing phase, the first part of it is you are taking the multiple choice while dissecting a slot.
I'll take it.
Actually, not the multiple choice, the exam phase.
Okay, so yeah, so we are not dissecting the thing. Are we? Is it like a thing where we're helping the examiner dissect it?
I'm going to say that because I'm allowing an athletics check for you, which Geo, real quick before you take off, if you want to re-roll and do an athletics as well, I'll allow it. Or if you want to, whatever.
13, but still no.
Did you say 13?
Yeah.
You pass.
Yay, I'm gone.
Okay. So, all right. So with that, Kate is back, so we can explain the testing phase. So with that, everyone gets a reroll then. The testing phase is going to be 2 phases. The first phase is a multiple choice quiz, which is kind of a, it's just the written, fill in the bubble. You get to choose like you list red, green, blue, gray, death, and it's like which slide is typically found wielding a staff fireballs. And then you would roll an Arcana. You don't have to actually answer the question. You just roll an Arcana check, and that would determine how well you do on that portion of the test.
Okay.
And again, all of you do have 1 reroll, but you can either choose it on the first roll or the second roll, and you have to go with the second roll.
I would ask if you can tell us the DCs, or is that just we'll get the answers at the end?
Fair enough. One more thing that I will put out there. For those of you that are feeling a bit bold, there is a way to cheat. Cheating requires both a successful deception and a sleight of hand. Failing one fails the entire exam, but passing both aces the entire exam.
I'm gonna take my chances on the regular rolls.
My dexterity is a hot 9, so I'm gonna solidly pass on that.
Fair enough. I figured that this was not the group for that kind of thing. I just thought I'd put it out there.
Yeah, it's now where I'm at a loss here because I realize a paladin might not have been the best class in general to play in this campaign. But moving forward,
we'll see.
We'll see. Did I tell a story and all that?
Yep. Since we haven't heard anything, since Gio's taken out the trash, let's do the testing phase in reverse order. So,
odd.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to have you roll both parts of the exam. The DC for both parts is 12. So you have to meet the 12. I'm not going to do like, you have to get 13 or but you meet the 12 and you're good. You pass that part of the exam.
Okay. All right. Well,
and the only way to fail is to fail on both rolls.
Who was the guy that rolled me the nat 20? You? I think it was you.
So the first one is going to be Arcana.
All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Hey, that's a nat 20.
Boom. You know what? Nat 20, you ace the exam.
Fuck yeah. So Bernard through studying was like shitting his pants. He was like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Bangs head on the desk. Why don't I get this? And then getting into the test, he's like, oh, this is easy.
Cool. Good. All right. So yeah, nat 20. Anyone else rolls a nat 20, you automatically ace the exam, and that's how I'm going to do it for like any exam going forward. But you have to roll it on the testing phase. It's not the studying.
Yeah. 20.
Fair point.
You figure out what you want a 20 to mean on a studying phase, but
yeah. Yep. Next up is Alexi.
Okay.
So you again, first roll is Arcana.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which of my D20s I want to use. Which ones have been rolling nicely for me tonight? You know what? I haven't touched you. See how you do. 15 on the dice, so that's a 16.
Pass. Second roll is a insight check.
Insight.
Insight.
Okay, that's a slightly better thing for me, so I will choose a different dice. 13 on the dice plus 4, 17.
Pass. Alexei aces his exam.
Thank goodness.
I will let you know what acing your exams does after we wrap them all up. Next up, Kai.
All right. So Arcana.
Arcana, yes. DC
For the
12.
wizard. For the wizard.
I'm gonna go ahead and take that reroll.
Okay. That's your one reroll.
Yeah, well,
That's whatever your reasoning. It's fine. What was it?
13.
13. You pass. You pass that first part of the exam.
Jesus.
Second part is insight.
Fuck. 17.
17. Kai aces her exams.
Good job.
I was
All right.
that first roll was a 2. My God.
Oh no.
That first roll was a 2.
Jesus.
Okay. So
You
again,
have that reroll.
failing one part of the testing phase does not mean you failed automatically. It just means that
I know,
just
but that was scary.
fair enough.
Also,
Seems like a
failing
perfection.
failing an Arcana check as a wizard is kind of embarrassing. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
It's not my
Bucky.
fault. It was the dice. And I lost my favorite pen.
Bucky, you ready to take your exams? Or is he not back yet?
I don't think Bucky's back yet. So
think so.
okay, so until Gio
pen?
until Gio gets back, Ed, is it like each student goes in at one at a time, or is it like you sit in a big study hall kind of area and you do it?
Honestly, it doesn't. It gives so little detail about the actual exam itself. It just
Given the fact that you can cheat, I feel like it's a study hall type exam because having been on those one-on-one sessions and the quote-unquote deception and sleight of hand shit, it's a lot harder on a one-on-one. And being the one giving the test, you can tell when someone's cheating.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
If that, just let us know when we get our results back, because I'm assuming we don't get an immediate like, yeah, you passed, good job.
No.
Because yeah, so essentially like after the exam, while everyone's kind of filling out, you see Bernard like both hands on the side of his head, like, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna flunk out, I failed the test,
Yeah.
I
So
failed
like
it.
right now, all three of you have finished your exams. You have turned in your tests, and you're just kind of like waiting outside. It's like they said that the exam results will be posted this afternoon, and so you're just kind of like waiting for the rest of the people to finish up their exams, and two for the exams to be graded and posted.
Bernard is moping this entire time, and like in the dorm room, Alexei, he's kind of like started to repack all of his shit because he thinks he's gonna flunk out of the flunk out of the school.
Bernard, what are you doing?
It's over, Alexei. It's fine.
I do not believe that one failed exam will send you home, but I will not stop you. I just believe that I cannot fault your fear, but perhaps wait until you actually hear the result before you start packing.
I like half pack to where packing up wouldn't take that long.
Promise, I like this.
Okay, real quick. You get a knock at the door, and just like it's Norm. It's like, how is your exams, brother?
He sees me like laying at the foot of my bed with my head just hanging off the edge.
Are you packed? Are these all your things in your bag?
I failed, Norm.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I heard that failing the exam isn't exactly the end of your school career. You just get extra tutoring.
They tell everyone. And I roll
Well-
over to where my face is pointing outward.
He kind of turns to Alexi and just goes, "It's true. You lose your extracurriculars and you just take extra tutoring."
Well,
Never
perhaps,
play. Oh, yeah, go on.
perhaps it is not that bad. Have you failed an exam, though?
I failed today.
I'm sorry?
I believe I've failed today.
So you and your brother feel like you're in the same boat.
Oh yes, apparently he takes these things a lot harder than I do.
Well,
Norm is just so chill about it.
There's not a lot that could get under his skin.
Bernard, why don't we take a walk? I will get you something a little stronger than coffee.
Oh my, I don't think they sell that kind of stuff here.
I will find it. You just see the weird fey light blasts out from Alexi's eyes, and as he's just like, "I will find alcohol."
Oh my.
We're all 16.
I mean, to dwarves, you're well over drinking age.
Well, that's redundant. Drinking age for dwarves is like 5 or something.
Yeah.
Female
Dude,
dwarfs just put out straight whiskey.
Uh,
Gotta get them
Gio, are you back
strong.
yet? Or
I don't believe so. He's still not
Nope.
responding. So
nope. Okay. Kay, how are you taking the
I look forward
exams?
to when he comes back and listens to the recording. It's just like, what the fuck was I missing?
I'm back.
So-
Sorry about that.
Oh,
Welcome back.
Okay.
Good devil.
Okay. Real quick, 1 Arcana and 1 Insight. You get 1 roll on one of them.
Let's see.
Arcana.
Arcana.
That's my strong suit.
It was better. It's still an 8 though.
Did you use your reroll or no?
Wait. So I roll Arcana with an advantage?
No.
No.
You get a reroll, which is you can roll again, but you have to take the second roll.
Okay. I mean, I rolled a 6. Chances are I'm gonna roll higher. Watch that be
yes.
my death. Oh, for fuck's sake.
What'd
Did you
get?
roll lower?
Yeah, I did. Quite a bit lower.
How low?
3 plus 2, which is 5.
You failed the first part of your exam.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Oh man.
All right. And you've already used up your reroll,
Fine.
so I need an insight check.
All right. God, I have the worst luck with this shit. 10.
10 total.
Yeah.
Bucky, you have failed your exams.
And the world goes, we saw that coming.
Yeah, so I'm going to explain the failed part, and then I'm going to explain the acing. So Everyone either aced or failed. There was no in between.
That
Yep.
normally is how that works.
Well, no, they're
well, you can pass one
for,
portion.
yeah.
You pass one check and fail the other, but still pass your exams. You just kind of barely squeaked by. So, for those of you that failed, here's what happens. First off, you lose your job. You are not allowed to hold a job after failing an exam. You have to take special tutoring with an upperclassman until you get a passing exam. So the next time there's an exam phase, which the way the book is laid out, there are 3 per year. So the next exam, you have to roll a passing grade. Stixhaven bylaws require them to attend tutoring with a junior faculty member until they achieve at least a passed exam and a different exam they encounter. Tutoring can be simply informed. A student who must attend tutoring can't take part in any extracurriculars or jobs until they achieve at least a passed exam during one of the academic year's exam encounters. Character thus loses any benefits from extracurriculars or jobs. Okay, so you no longer get a pay from now on. So you gained, I think, a total of 60 gold for your job, and now you have to lose it.
Damn.
Yep. So we can role play that, or I can just be like, yeah, you get a letter from some faculty member being like, you're going to meet in this room every day, like these days.
No, I'm good with losing all my gold. That's not really important to me anyway.
No. You keep the gold that you already earned.
Okay.
You did that work, but now you do not gain more gold.
That's fine.
So, for those of you that aced,
Hi.
you gain 2 student die. It's the same as what you get for extracurricular, but you don't have any sort of skill limitation to it. These are just 2 D4s that you can use on any sort of check. But these also go away once you use them. But you can use them anytime between now and the next exam. Yeah, at the end of each academic year, they don't go away after the next exam. They just go away at the end of the academic year. So, say you get you guys each get 2d4. You can keep them until towards the end of the year and have 6d4. Now, granted, you can only use 1 per check, but at the end of each year, those D4 go away.
And quick question.
Mm-hmm.
These cannot be used for saving throws. They are specifically for skill check.
Oh, hold on. Banner is slurping.
Yes, I can hear them.
Yeah.
So
Okay. What was your question, Cedric?
The D4s only available to skill checks. They are not available for saving throws.
Can roll and add to an ability check that the character makes, provided the check uses one of the 2. Oh. Never mind. There are limitations on the actual banner.
Has
there are limitations.
Curricular.
So, they have to be skills that were featured in the exam. So, in this case, Arcana and Insight. Player can wait until after the rolling the d20, but before the results are placed.
Cool. Being 2d4 to be used for Arcana or Insight checks.
Yep. And one d4, and only one d4 can be used per check.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
So yeah, this is just stuff that like once we get through this and keep going, once this happens again, we'll just be able to like breeze right through.
Mm-hmm.
So these are just rules that we're establishing up front. All right. Well, with that, we have reached the end of what I have planned for this evening. You all do, even Bucky, go up to level 2 now.
Hooray!
Do we have time or energy to roleplay after the test, or are we just gonna call it there?
That is up to you guys. If you have energy to roleplay, we're not going to do anything specific from the book, but you guys can roleplay anything between the next couple weeks.
Cool.
Ed, how are we doing rolling for health?
Yes.
Oh,
Max dice for the squishy wizard.
If you roll below half, take the average.
Thanks.
Okay. I can work with that.
I like that rule. That's a good rule.
That is a very good rule.
All right. I get more spell slots and channel divinity.
Yay, cleric stuff.
And the congregation went, yay.
Gio, how you doing over there?
I mean, I'm good to roleplay, but I mean, I think we're kind of done for the night. I don't know. I'm good to call it. If not, I mean, if people want to roleplay with me, I'm fine. But you know, I don't have anything else that I desperately need to do tonight. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah,
How
I'm roughly the same.
pretty much.
Okay. So if everyone's good, I think that Gio, you can go ahead and stop the recording.
Okay.